What is up, dweebs? Welcome back to the Weekly Dweeb, our weekly show where we talk about our favorite news from the week, favorite entertainment news from the week. With me is Kev, my co-host. Kev, how are we tonight?
What is up, everybody? James, I'm doing well. Shout out to chat so far.
We are getting called
already.
out right away. Getting called
hot.
out.
Dustin and ZT Mobile Detailing. What's up, gang? Always waiting on dweebs. It should be the other way around. Can't wait to get into some of these chats and comments, but I'm doing well, James, as well as I can be on a Monday. But how are you? I know we got some big news to talk about today.
Some sad news in a lot of places. I am good for a Monday. Very good for a Monday. Axel, Bungie is the company that used to make Halo when it was good. It's the best way I can put that. They make Destiny. They've done Destiny and Destiny 2. They had essentially, we'll go into it detail, but they had a Sony takeover essentially, and they just lost a lot. Like 17% of their workforce got cut. Bad deal. So disappointing, sad news. We've got some trailers and stuff. We're gonna pop, not trailers, just some previews from before House of the Dragon last night, and I saw Dustin's comments. Dustin, I have heard this. I have not. I'm 2 episodes behind on House of the Dragon. I'm gonna get caught up tonight and tomorrow, and then I'm gonna post a comment on the last episode or the finale. But I've heard that it is one of the most anticlimactic season finales ever. And that it should have been felt like more like a mid-season finale. That's what I was told.
Which is saying something. I know this isn't Wednesday, but Acolyte isn't even a month old yet.
Yeah.
And we've already got a new worst finale of all time. Damn. Not a great time for us nerds that like to watch good stories, huh?
Yeah.
Just
speaking of
bones.
Yeah, it's in the shows. I like the show, which is unfortunate. It just they did not stick the landing. Sounded like it was should have been like episode 7, like the setup, and then there would have been in big episode 8. But instead it was big episode 8, and now we have to wait for season 3.
Why do people I don't understand what I assume to be a corporate initiative to constantly end seasons on cliffhangers. If the show is good, and especially in modern time when we're already following 5 to 10 different Twitter accounts that give us news on stuff like this, let's say, for instance, The Boys, right? We know that's 5 seasons. So there was not really any need. You don't have to end season 4 on a cliffhanger. We all know we're coming back for another season.
Mm-hmm.
You can just tell the story that you're telling and actually wrap it up in a way that is fulfilling and leaves people wanting more. And wouldn't you know it, they'll just come back and watch the show again. I don't know. And I didn't watch this, so I may be speaking out of turn here, but it just seems like, generally speaking, they're always concerned about setting shit up so you come back next time. If you just deliver on what you promise now, we'll come back.
If it's good, we'll be back.
Give us something good. I would have watched this show if I'd heard anything good about it in the last month.
Well, now Harles, whatever Harles says, can't trust what Harles says because Harles hates Matt Damon's face. So that's got to breathe a little bit on that.
Fair enough.
But it has been good. It's been pretty good considering the post Game of Thrones ending series debacles. It's done a lot to repair the damage that it's done. But I heard there's a couple of huge cameos in this episode and I had them spoil. I saw them. So fuck you, Twitter. Fuck you, Twitter. I should have stayed off. Kev.
We got
random news. Just saw something I just pulled up Twitter to share what we've been talking about, and I got some news for Rings of Power. So we'll talk about this here while I'm thinking about it. We all knew Rings of Power was debuting this month, but on August 29th, it's going to be a 3-episode premiere. 3-episode premiere, Kev. I think me and you were going to say the same thing. What are your thoughts on a 3-episode premiere?
I will take modern day television tropes that I am tired of for 800, Alex. Just more of the same. Again, I'll just repeat myself from a couple minutes ago. Why don't you just make one good episode? Because I don't want to necessarily blame these showrunners for the sins of other companies, but
You can't
again,
blame them for the sins of corporate, whatever corporate does, right?
that's true. And, I keep dipping into our Wednesday pool, but just to think about certain Star Wars shows where, oh, cool, we started with 3 episodes. Meanwhile,
Didn't the boys do it too?
there's nothing. Yeah, The Boys was a great example because there was nothing going on. They gave you 3 episodes of damn near nothing.
Yeah.
And it still wasn't until episode 4 that the show got any good. So it's just it's almost like, oh, whenever I hear we're going to give you 3 episodes to start, I'm thinking, oh, shit, dude. This is going to suck. Well, otherwise, if they knew they had something great, they would want to dole it out to us 1 episode a week, right? Otherwise, to me, it's usually either a sign of we're trying to bring you into something new that not a lot of eyes are on, or we don't think this is very good. Because if it was good, they would parse it out. Why wouldn't they? They
I
want
don't
us
know why
to
they
want
want
more.
They want to burn almost half the season in the first week. Because I assume it's 8 episodes. Let's take a look. Sure.
What up, John? By the way, I didn't say hello.
Hey, what up, John? Let's see. It's either 8 or 10.
So that's either way. It's a third. At the very least, it's a third.
Regardless, at the best, it's a third. Yeah. 8. Yeah, it's almost half of them. Why do that? Why do that?
I guarantee you they don't have 8 episodes worth of content, and then they do this instead of just saying, I'm so sorry for longtime listeners. I know I repeat myself a lot, but god damn it, people keep making the same mistakes.
Oh, it's literally the first comment there. You see that kind of weird? They released nearly 40% of the season on day 1. Kind of a desperate move. Yeah, so weird.
Thank you. Yeah, it doesn't. Why? And
I don't know, man. Weird.
It's only 4 episodes. Just make 4 good episodes. Why is this so hard? Why does everything have to be a certain different? You're not on cable anymore. You don't have to worry about sweeps week or whatever weird shit is going on. You don't have to worry about Nielsen ratings. It's a goddamn streaming service. You can do whatever you want whenever you want to do it. If you only have 4 episodes worth of great content, but it's good, compelling content. Yeah, we'll come back wanting more. Just do that. Quit trying to
make good content. Period. Just make good content.
Harles. Yeah, you could have just made a movie.
What up, Harles? Welcome.
Great time to join. We're fired up.
Yeah, just make the movie. Or I don't. It makes sense, like we talked about the Bad Batch releasing multi-episode arcs on the same day because it's a 20-minute show. They could stick them together. That series was also 15 episodes, so it kind of drug out a little bit in some spots because some episodes really couldn't hang on their own. But a show like this, it's 40 plus minutes. Desperate's a great, which doesn't make any sense. It's got a lot of goodwill. A lot of people love season 1, so
because they know, because they've seen what's going to be released. That's my guess.
It's horrifying. Speaking of things that have been released, Kev, you sent one right before this. Where?
Oh,
and this is not a good one. Not good news. Share this tab instead. Yes, please, StreamYard.
And in more breaking Kevin's heart.
Kevin's heart is broken. Kev, I'll let you read this one because this is for you.
From discussing film, Longlegs has managed to earn more than Furiosa domestically. This one stings for me personally. No secret to the viewers of this program how much I love the Mad Max universe and how much I was hoping more people would go watch this movie. But interestingly enough, I had mainly only heard good things about Longlegs, James. But a friend of mine, a dear founding dweeb, our good friends Lou and Kelsey went to go see Longlegs and they hated it. Not normally. Folks, again, if you go back to the original audio-only podcast, it's me, Kev the Curmudgeon, has been an established brand. Those two are usually the ones saying nice things about the things to kind of balance out my unrealistic expectations. So for them to both be like, this was absolute dirty pool water, don't drink it, stay away. I was shocked because I've only heard good things. And James,
I agree, Harles. I've heard the same thing. I've heard nothing but good things.
Right?
It's all Twitter people.
And I've seen some videos on YouTube that were mainly positive. I'll admit this wasn't one I was gonna go to the theater for. So I know the plot of Long Legs. I don't know, ending explained or I had somebody walk me through it. It didn't sound like a horrible premise. It sounded similar to something like Smile, which I enjoyed. It had its quirks and issues for sure, but I am still bummed out nonetheless that Long Legs has dominated Furiosa. Maybe dominated is painting it a bit strongly, but I think horror will always be king in theater, right? It just goes to show you if you're an aspiring filmmaker, just make the low budget horror film. You can have an entire continent of desert and Chris Hemsworth.
Get a Twitter backing and you're good.
And yeah, you'll get beat by a slow burning horror called Long Legs. And it's not even a scary title, unless you are an arachnophobe, which has also been established. The only phobia that I am, a fan of, arachnophobia. Yeah. And whatever a fear of giant
scared of spiders, huh?
Yep. Crabs, spiders, anything with more legs than me and an infinite number of eyes in a spider's case. They're horrifying, man. So Daddy Long Legs is king domestically. When you get a chance,
Daddy Long
please watch Furiosa, and then tweet about it or something. It'd be great.
Yeah. I need to.
Not sponsored.
I still need to watch it. Again, so I'm the problem. Really, yeah. It's me.
Damn it.
I'm the problem.
Spider Legs didn't need to do all that. Dang. Well, this has got me thinking of something that you shared with us, James, with the viral, I wouldn't even call it viral, I guess the real life marketing of another upcoming horror movie. And we were talking about, I was comparing Long Legs to Smile, who was famous for sending people with big mouths to go sit behind the catcher at baseball games. Oh,
yeah. Okay. Yes. Good reminder. I forgot to open that. Yes. Good call.
Much
Speaking
like
wild marketing. Yes.
Yeah. We've got a little new taste of that. I'd love to hear Chat's thoughts on this as well. The Smile thing worked for me. I liked it.
Where did I post that? Did I send? I gotta find that. I know what I'm looking for.
I thought it was the perfect amount of creepiness with some believability. I want to know if
movies. I'm looking at TV shows. I'm like, it's not,
this worked, or if it was if they jumped the shark a bit with this one. Because again,
I don't know. I don't know how prominent
this franchise.
Yeah, this one I posted for you. So here we go. I completely forgot.
Oh, that's right. You tagged me in it. That's why I remember. Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, where did I put that? But I was looking in TV shows, not movies. This is great. I don't know how much they did this, which is important. So this is face huggers have been starting to show up all over New York. Look at this shit.
And they even have little. I'm assuming it's just when the person is breathing. They have little bags, but it looks like it's breathing, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, those are so.
Oh, that's gross.
This is phenomenal. See, you know what? You don't even need to do a trailer. This is your movie's trailer.
Yeah. Oh, that's all. That guy. So that guy did that in public. You see that? Watch this, guys. I didn't notice the first time watch it because I was chest.
By God, look at that, dude. No notes.
Things are creepy, dude.
Just don't make an actual trailer where I know they already have, but no more trailers where you lay out the plot. You give us a 2 hours worth of storyline in a minute and a half, so there's nothing to be expected. Just keep doing this. Now, not everybody's gonna have awesome realistic face huggers to go off of, and I guess I should take that back. I don't think every movie should start just marketing out in the street, otherwise it'll be pure chaos. But when it comes to Alien Romulus, stop the presses on all trailers. Just run this, put money into rolling these things before YouTube videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm in. Can you imagine if you saw one of these in New York? I'd shit my pants.
That's what most of the joke tweets are. Is like New Yorkers didn't even react to this.
Yeah, they just walk.
Like, yeah, well, they just step over you.
Another day.
Like, God damn, these rats are getting weird. What up, Headbug? I appreciate this.
Yo, Headbug, what's up?
This one's getting starred for sure. LolCow Live is live, but I'd rather spend my time here. Thank you. I promise at least 28% less manufactured drama on this channel. I can't say there will be none, but for the most part, when we rant, it's believable. I really am that irrationally upset about plot lines. Yeah, it's crazy. Trust me. I know I need help.
Shouts out to this actor. Like, he really sold this alien coming out of his chest here.
And I wish they
kind of look great.
This one kind of looks like it.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a lady hanging out, but you know.
Oh yeah. Well, that's kind of the whole deal, but you know.
But good for him. Hell of an acting job.
Yeah, I just wish they hadn't done that little cut in the middle because we saw.
Yeah,
it would have been a perfect example. There was a woman walking behind him, and I would bet that she didn't even turn to see why that dude was screaming.
Oh yeah.
When you cut right here, she's gone. But when it starts out, there's this lady walking.
Yeah, there is. Yep.
She's probably just like another crazy dude in New York.
Yeah, like right.
Just keep walking. Don't make eye contact.
Walking right behind him. Yeah. Yep. Didn't even look. Just disappears. Just. Oh, that one's good. That's viral marketing. That's great. I love that. That one's good. Okay, Kev, where do we want to go next here? What do we want to do here? We want to let's go.
Yo, there's oh my bad.
I was reading it too.
You would have been in that, yeah.
You'd have been saving his life.
Well, seeing as recognizable as those props were, I definitely would have.
Kev would have
found a guy with a camera and been like, "How can I help? You know,
how can I be a part of this?
Keep throwing one of those on my face. Like, you don't have to pay me. I just want to keep one. Yeah.
Let me have one.
I'm gonna tell all my friends it was an actual movie prop, and not that I laid on the sidewalk for it. But still, I know CPR.
Yeah, you could have saved him.
Oh, yes. Oh, one of my favorite scenes ever when they did. It's a tie between that probably and in The Thing, where they had the not the compressor, but they had the clear. You know, they're trying to shock his heart, and then the mouth just opens up. Anyway, we could reminisce about my favorite horror movies.
Yeah, loves it
for at least 2 hours, probably. But I'm sure
watch that one. We'll probably have to talk about that one coming up. That's coming out here soon.
Good. I'll be watching that one for fun, so I'll be happy to talk about it. But I'm sure James has other things on his docket for us to talk about today.
We do. Do we want to go depressing news, or we want to watch some trailers? That's the really important question.
Ooh.
Let's go with the one that hit me hard. Pull this up. Game Informer has shut down after 33 years in business. And to say it is not good is probably an understatement. GameSpot, their parent company, shuttered them. Thank you, corporate America. And they officially today shut their Twitter account down. So their final posts, their thank yous, their goodbyes, completely gone. I posted one today in our Discord, and it's completely gone. And it was literally just what it said was, our 33-year legacy deserves a genuine goodbye, written by a former Game Informer member. We're heartbroken by the shutdown of our publication, yet we leave with pride knowing we poured everything we had into it. In the words of our editor-in-chief, be well, play well. They had some of the guys' names, some things they did, and then it's completely gone.
Yeah, 30.
Crazy. Yeah, Dustin, 33 years. Pull up IGN's article on it. They found out, this is awful, this is why corporate America sucks balls. They found out via tweet that the company had shuttered, completely shut down.
Woo. That is so brutal. We talked about that the pre-show, and John is here. I know he can probably agree or disagree on this, but it's one thing to be an NFL or NBA or a pro athlete and find out at the trade deadline via Twitter that you were traded because everything was moving quickly and nobody had time to call you first, and Woj and Windhorst and that scumbag Shams are locked in. But this is just people working a regular old job and they have to find out about it on Twitter. That's the biggest screw up of this whole thing. I mean, them being a magazine, I can kind of part of me is just wants to tip the cap and be like, good for you guys for hanging on this long, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, shout out, like they made it, but you can't have the common decency. Like it says it right there. Game Informer's parent company, GameStop, not even their staff took to Twitter to share the news.
That's so wild.
Just crazy.
Well, you can see why they, maybe they don't have the best management there either.
Yeah. Game Informer is closed by GameStop. The entire incredibly talented staff, including myself, have all been laid off. Just crazy, man.
That is a real bummer.
There are still people on staff who don't know what's happening yet. This is on Friday. There's a tweet of some higher ups posted spilling the news. Just
about an hour ago. Like that. How do you not email the staff first? How do they not find out?
How do you not tell these
even people? An email would be pretty rough. Like it's gotta there's no good way to fire your whole company. Let me be clear. I'm not saying that, but this has got to be the worst one, right? There's a lot of
it's
better
powerful,
ways than this.
It's just awful. Like you don't just lose your job, but you're humiliated on the way out. Founded in 91. Kev, I don't know how important Game Informer was to you as a kid growing up. Game Informer was massively important to my development of loving video games. Game Informer and Nintendo Power were the top two magazines I got every week. Now, magazines have been dead and or dying for a very long time, but they've still managed to keep it going this long. But to find out that way is just awful.
Yeah, that's the worst way to go out. I have a weirder personal connection to Game Informer. I almost always got it. It was almost it was like tacked on, right? Like there was some kind of premium version of GameStop that would give you better value on your trade-ins, and you could have early access to games. And Game Informer was just sort of a tack on. It was like, because you paid for this.
Yeah, that's the way it's been for the last
for a year. But for those who remember the old studio, you may have seen a couple of handmade collages behind me. I was a real nerd for that. Still love to do it, honestly, but who has the time? And outside of cutting up baseball cards and Sports Illustrated magazines, Game Informer was very helpful in creating a lot of the posters and shit that I made as a nerdy video game addict back in my younger days. So I definitely shed a small tear for them today. And yeah, but to be honest, the first initial reaction from me was, holy shit, I didn't realize it was still around.
Still a thing.
I mean, kind of says a lot too, because it's not like I quit playing video games, but it was bound to happen. I think I am honestly shocked that you can still get hard copies of Sports Illustrated sent out to you. ESPN shut down their magazine how long ago?
Long time, man. Long time ago.
So pretty soon, I can't imagine we'll have those. It'll just all be limited runs, once a year type stuff from companies. Maybe they'll do some books, but I don't see the magazine having a future.
I don't either.
In our society.
You can see this tweet here is the one that went live today before GameSpot shut the Twitter account down. It was posted by a former employee. Sad. I'm going to pull up some. Axel, I have not, and I never will. I am a mega Halo fan, and what Microsoft and 343 and then Paramount, I think Paramount's the one that produces that show, have done with the Halo franchise since Bungie left after Reach has been nothing short of criminal. And they're just blatant disregard for that series and what it meant. People don't realize Halo used to be an absolute fucking powerhouse of a series. And
it was Call of Duty before Call of Duty.
Yes, it competed with Call of Duty. It was
back
before,
when
and
LAN parties were a thing. Back when you had to
Yeah.
actually get 8 people you knew together to play team deathmatch.
The blatant disrespect for the game, the online, like fucking that. It's such an easy casting. Master Chief has never taken his helmet off in the history of mankind, and you have the voice actor. It's the easiest casting ever, and they managed to botch that right away. And I think at some point he fucks an alien too. I'm never watching that junk show, and I'm so glad it got canceled. They literally should have canceled it and announced the next day a new Halo series with the voice actor, and then said his helmet will never come off. The Halo fans would have rejoiced.
You would think, after all that Sonic debacle, you would think these companies would pay enough attention to know that what not to mess with.
Yeah.
But
people they do though. They just won't stop. And I think The Last of Us and Fallout have shown you don't have to change anything to have these awesome shows. Man, they're stupid. I'm just rolling through some of these Game Informer covers.
It's just dumb to take a game that has a good enough story to translate to the big screen or to a TV show, right? You don't see Tekken movies being made. Every once in a while, you'll see the Mortal Kombat dropped out, but most of the time when you see a movie adaptation, it's a story-driven game. It's like, Resident Evil or stuff where, there are definitely some wild gameplay moments, but for the most part, people are into it for the story. And then you just go take good source material and fuck with it for no reason.
It was George R.R. Martin that said that recently. We've talked about this before, where he's like, everyone has to put their own stamp on shit. They have
to make your own fucking story then.
They can't. They're not smart enough. But they are smart enough to ruin Star Wars.
Come on. Jerks.
It's
not that hard. Just take the game. Oh, man. I tell you what, they better never make any Metal Gear content without Kojima specifically on as the executive producer. Could you imagine? I don't understand.
Yeah, Harles, it was George R. Yeah, which is kind of funny actually. Wasn't I want to say Metal Gear Rising was made without Kojima actually.
Me and my irrational ideas again. I don't know if that was the one with Raiden again?
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It's an action adventure game. It's
like a Devil May Cry vibe, isn't it? I mean, just
yeah. And it was made after Kojima left. Yes.
They better not do it.
What's really got to do?
Although fan casting Solid Snake would be fun as long as it never happens. I don't want to see it. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. I'll watch the shitty PS2 graphics, which were iconic for the time. I'll just take that, dude. Just let me have it, please. Leave Otacon alone.
Harl says the game Metal Gear movies are pretty much Metal Gear games are movies in of themselves. Yeah, I love it. I'm one of those people that weirdly loves it. I fucking love those games. I played up through Guns of the Patriots. I didn't play after that. Guns of the Patriots is my favorite favorite video games ever. God, the game's awesome.
Yeah, dude. MGS2 still maybe one of my favorites of all time. And yeah, it has at one point, I think it's 15 minutes of cutscene before you can even play that game and stuff like that. Yeah, he definitely always wanted to be a director. And I too, I love it too, except for, MGS4 sometimes got a little
it's a little heavy-handed.
But I think that was kind of the point. Anyway, I'm not Steak Bentley. Go watch that 4-hour video if you want to hear about Metal Gear Solid 4. I know that's
one of the greatest endings ever, where you major spoilers for a game that came out 15 years ago at this point, I think. But where you're crawling down the hallway and it changes theme songs, you're dying, it's changing theme songs for every game in the series. God, that's a fucking banger of a scene. Takes forever though. Same thing, but it's awesome. Okay, on to more disappointing news.
Ooh.
We just can't help ourselves right now. Might as well get them out.
It's Monday after all.
It is. Destiny, late last week, cuts 220 staff members.
Jesus.
In the most difficult changes studios ever made. Well, no shit, you cut 250 points. It was 17% of the studio's workforce. Yeah, big.
Half? Is that
What's
what you
that?
said? Did you say 50?
17.
No,
17.
17. What did I hear? I'm over here. Okay.
Probably heard half, but yeah, 17%.
I need to.
Blamed the cuts on rising costs of development, industry shifts, and enduring economic conditions that are all kinds of bullshit. You know how this is with corporate America. The cuts came after Destiny 2, the final shape, was released, I want to say like a month ago, and I've seen nothing but fantastic comments on it, how much people loved it.
Thanks for your hard work.
Great the game was. It's just Headbug's right. It might as well have been 50% if creative people got laid off as well.
That's insane.
Cuts come along, integration of additional 155 roles or 12% of Bungie's workforce into parent company Sony Interactive. Sony essentially bought Destiny in the fall, it sounds like. If Sony wouldn't have taken on those 155 roles, almost 400 people would have lost their fucking jobs.
Sony strikes again. You know what? This one hits close to home.
Yeah.
James says Sony's mismanagement of their labor force has directly impacted my family at times prior. So I, for one, am not surprised to find out that the executives at Sony are probably just pocketing money that they could be using to pay this staff. 17% of the staff. That won't come back to bite them.
Sony officially acquired Studio mid-22 with promise it would largely remain a semblance of freedom as an independent subsidiary.
Right.
Sources told IGN that remained true, but Bungie struggled to meet key financial targets. In October, Bungie also laid off 100 employees. So if you're keeping track, that is
that already was 10%.
200. That's 320 people have been laid off since October. In another article I just found while I was scrolling through here, game file, cuts were in works prior to the release, and it sounds like Sony purchased Bungie in 2022 for $3.6 million, and oh my god, they blocked it, turds.
Headbug says 17% of the workers got freedom in abundance, so didn't they keep their promise?
Technically, yes.
From a certain point of view.
Paywall. Let me see if I can find the tweet about it. Okay, here it is. So I gotta share this one instead.
Come on, game file.
Fuck you, Steven, for keeping this behind a paywall.
Just run some ads, dude. What's up with that site?
Yeah, no shit. The feeling is that Bungie bosses oversold to Sony. Bungie oversold what they could do to Sony. And if they wouldn't have sold, they might have closed their fucking doors.
Ooh. Okay.
So
I stand by all my Sony shade, but
Sony got hoodwinked.
Good. You know what? Good. In that case, I'm still sad about all the people that lost jobs, but eat it, Sony.
I think Sony overpaid for Bungie. One of the former insiders said, I think Bungie sold things that they were not able to deliver. You think upper management would learn by now? Oh, wait.
That's how I felt after I played Destiny 1. I was like, wow, okay, Bungie, this is not a great game. Thank you for all the hype.
I love Destiny 1, but I loved it at the back end, like a year in when they remade it pretty much. And I love that game.
Oh, yeah, I know. If Danny knew I was saying these things, he'd probably cancel more than just tomorrow's Clout Route if he knew I was saying these bad things about Destiny.
You can't cancel tomorrow. You guys got a special guest tomorrow, right?
No, we got moved. Oh, we will have our special guest back again soon, but
someday we're going to get him on one of these shows. Yeah, so just shitty day. A lot of cuts in the old video game realm. It's a dangerous world out there.
You're going to be fired on a Monday or a Friday, James?
Give me a Friday so I can get drunk all weekend.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's a reasonable answer, I think.
So put me on Friday so I can get drunk.
Purge all those emotions from your system
and
get back at it on a Monday.
Yeah, let me
That's fair, because otherwise you end up drinking till Wednesday, and then you only got 2 days to do a job search before you're drinking again.
Yeah,
you might as well. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, let me get Let me get dropped.
It better be Friday morning though. If you fire me Friday at 3 p.m.
Yeah, like this, I don't want like
I
don't want like a 6 o'clock firing on Friday. Like, give me like 10 a.m. Let me get some mimosas. Let me get to breakfast, get mimosa drinks.
Yeah, exactly, dude. At least let me go get a lunch or something.
Yep.
So yeah,
a lot of sad news. But the show must go on. Must go on. Last night, HBO posted they released a bunch of previews before their the season finale of House of the Dragon. I agree, Head, but give us the extra day on Monday too.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
I have not heard much good about the House of the Dragon season finale, but they did release a bunch of cool previews, so we're gonna watch some of them. Okay, you cool with that, Kev?
Are they previewing for the next season?
Not for the next season, for other shows.
Another spinoff. Okay. Yeah.
So I gotta get some of these pulled up.
Just even more incentive to maybe have a good finale, though.
Yeah, which is Game of Thrones obviously doesn't know how to stick any landing whatsoever.
It blows my mind. They've been looking at, you know what? Let's go with the Disney Plus method. Like, this seems like those guys, they got it all figured out.
Yeah, no shit. Right? The first one I've got here, let me make sure the sound is on. Yep, sound is on. This is Welcome to Derry. This is an It prequel series, Kev. This is 6 seconds. This is fast.
Oh, I love smelling that fresh dairy air.
Yeah.
This ain't America. This is Derry.
This
ain't America. This is Derry.
We can go screen by screen here in this cycle.
It has a lot of potential. Let me say that, because I can no longer feel confident when I say things like, "Oh, this will slap because the source material is great."
Yeah.
No.
I know that is true. I've never seen It Part 2. It Part 1 was really good. So Derry. Do
you know the significance to Derry in Stephen King's extended lore?
Do not. I do not.
So okay. So for anybody else who doesn't, and for those that do, feel free to kind of course correct me in chat. But Derry, Maine is attached to more than just the It story. It is sort of a bit of a hub for some of the supernatural stuff that happens in King's extended work. To a larger degree, I believe, you want to talk about cinematic universes. I think Stephen King was, I don't want to say one of the first to do it. I think it's something that's probably been done over the centuries, but he was somebody where almost all the stories are connected in some way. There is an underlying thread as to what is causing all of these cosmic entities to be involved. And yeah, as Headbug says here, it's like the source of his multiverse. So Derry is, yeah, it's attached to a few different stories. So I think that's where this could be going. And that's why, like, I'm like, yeah, let them cook. All right, let's see what they could do here.
Okay. So you think this could be part of a bigger thing than just here?
It could be a adventure of the week type thing. Who knows? That wouldn't be great, but
Dark Tower was doing it first.
Dark Tower was doing it first. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dark Tower came off a really junk movie, which was sad. The movie was terrible. But that's one.
Godspeed to anyone who tries to.
Think of the one with Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey. Is that Dark Tower or is that something else?
I believe that's correct. I have not watched the Dark Tower, but
I haven't either. I was excited for it and then heard it was absolute. Let me see. Dark Tower movie. Let's see. Oh yeah, definitely the Dark Tower. Yeah. It's Stephen King. Yeah, that's.
And Stephen King adaptions, they have an interesting history. They're real hit or miss. The one that people tend to like the most is The Shining, which Stephen King hated the most.
He actually doesn't like it at all. Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, it's not his book. It's not his story, which
shit,
have right here. It's not the same thing. It's Kubrick had a story in mind that he wanted to tell. The main character's father isn't involved at all, really, and that's one of the major, like him dealing with his father's ghost. So there is so much more to the novel than what you get in Kubrick's film. And I actually have I haven't watched it yet, but I have on DVD what Stephen King had a much like the made-for-TV he had a mini series of The Shining done that was much more true to the source material, but I also hear was pretty bad. But yes, The Mist, one of my favorite movies of all time, Stephen King adaptation where Frank Darabont changed the ending. A lot of people don't like the ending. Stephen King loved the ending. 1408, one of my another favorite of mine is Carrie. Sometimes they're good, every once in a while they're bad, but it's a tall freaking task to try to do something that is to the level of a popular Stephen King story. Because again, books, it's always an uphill battle because we get to read it, we get to build it in our mind, and he is so good at painting a vivid picture that you kind of don't need a movie for a lot of this stuff. And then when you get it, you run the risk of being let down. But a TV show, they could let this breathe. This could be cool.
These poor kids.
Oh, Secret Window with Johnny Depp. Forgot about that one. Another one I love. Thank you, Headbug. That was set in Derry too. Something I
want super scary. It's what I want. I want creepy and super scary. This kind of worries me. I don't like the way
you'll get plenty of creepy. Now that could be an It reference right there. If that
could very well be the guy that becomes the clown. Big ass.
Or it could. Yeah, or it could be. I mean, that's something that it would do some shape shifting, or you would call it maybe just hallucination, where he would represent family members and stuff like that, and then it would be something like this, like the big creepy smile would start to give it away. Other than their
got you. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yep, got it.
Ooh, and Bill Skarsgård has been cast, so that tracks. Wonderful, hell yeah. Okay, I'm getting
Skarsgårds. They're everywhere,
right? Yeah, you can't escape them. Nor would we want to, though, because they're all pretty damn good. But yeah, that gives me even more excitement.
They're very good. Yeah, I do like them. They're good. All of them. Stellan, Bill, there's a bunch of them. Okay, so that's the first one. We got
Hype. Okay.
Good start.
Off with a bang for me personally.
In only 6 seconds, very short.
I know. I wish we honestly like that. I might clip that later for a preview review because we can reference
an easy one to clip, yeah.
When we're watching these minute and a half complete storyline ruiners. It's like, hey, you could have just done this.
This is A Night in Seven Kingdoms. This is the next show set in the Game of Thrones universe.
I'm Sir Duncan the Tall.
Very short.
What a name.
Based off a book in the book series, like a book inside the series.
That is finished?
It's called Dunk and Egg. Yes.
Okay, I hope if it's just based off the one book, it gives me hope.
Maybe the book was actually released. Dunk and Egg. Oh, it's an ongoing series of novellas. Novellas, though. They're short.
It doesn't mean he's going to finish them. He hasn't finished his breadbasket.
I know.
Yeah, I hadn't finished the main thing, which, I mean, listen, I'm casting stones from a glass house when it comes to unfinished projects.
I agree.
But goddamn, dude, quit taking, like, do you know what's going to happen here? We've already seen it. He's not going to finish in time, and whoever they've been bringing in as showrunners, they can't do this on their own. What they can show, point to, and prove that they can do is adapt George R.R. Martin's finished material into a good visual experience. Every time they have to deviate from what he's laid out, it sucks. So I've heard.
Yeah, right. The end of Game of Thrones is terrible.
I'm kind of on this one.
7 Game of Thrones shows in development right now. 4 animated and 3 shows. This one, the 10,000 Ship show, and let me see if I saw a tweet about it.
How slow are the wheels of production in this like behemoth that is Max? Because it's been how many years since the original disappointed everyone, and they were like, "Yeah,
I think
7 more."
I think that's the problem is that that was such a disappointment. They were scared, you know. Let's see.
Headbug's going in on George too here. Ever heard of a sequel? No, because that involves finishing a story.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, here people hate on Steve King's endings. At least he did a couple bumps and fucking finished it. You're just like, God damn, I know this sucks, man, but at least it's done.
This is wild. So 7 Game of Thrones spinoffs are reportedly in development at various stages. 3 live action, Aegon's Conquest, an untitled one, and then the 10,000 Ships. animated 9 Voyages of the Sea Snake, Golden Empire of Yi, and then 2 untitled ones. The one they should be making is Aegon's Conquest. That's the story that everyone wants to see.
And then they should scrap the 2 unnamed for now. Like that
We need
that
to
right
focus on
there.
specific things.
That tells me, like, that encapsulates the problem with these franchises as it stands right now. If you have 4 animated shows and 2 of them are untitled, you don't have 4 animated shows. If you don't have ideas for shows, you don't just say blank slot, we will insert Game of Thrones content here. You line up shit that you have ideas for, and then you see if it's good. Otherwise, this is how you end up with 7 projects that, as James just pointed out, maybe 1, it sounds like, anybody actually wants to see.
Yeah. It's
dumb.
Yeah, like Aegon's Conquest is the one. Like they're all. Last night was standing. House of the Dragon's been pretty good. This one, let me go back to this.
Great comment from Arles. King doesn't remember even writing Cujo, but damn it, the book is done.
This one, I don't. There's 3 novellas. The last one was The Hedge Knight, The Sworn Sword, The Mystery Knight. Last one came out in 2010. I think it's a limited series.
Oh, good. So we're on good pace. It's been 14 years since the last one.
He's also helping, he helps write House of the Dragon now. After Game of Thrones botched at the end, he wasn't like a script writer, he didn't help write Game of Thrones because obviously of the books until they didn't. He's now writing he's helping write the show. So I don't.
That's what he needs, more projects. Oh
You're
God,
exactly
is
right.
George R.R. Martin my spirit animal? What's going on here?
Possibly.
I vibe with this dude too much. Bet he loves pizza.
I don't know what this show. I'm not super excited about this one. This one, maybe it's a more self-contained story and it'll be better. But who fucking knows? You know what I mean?
Throwing it up.
So it sounds like you're not excited. You're also not a Game of Thrones person either, right?
No, they had me for a little while early on, but we've talked about this before. But for new listeners, I am a binger when it comes to watching TV shows, and I don't mind something being spoiled for me, especially if I don't plan on watching it until it's finished, because I'll probably forget. Especially nowadays, so much shit's thrown at you on a daily basis. It's like, oh, I'm not going to remember how this show ends, so it'll be fine. And what had happened was I watched the first season of Game of Thrones after I think it was like 4 or 5 seasons in. And I thought, oh, this is cool. I'll come back to it because I don't pay for every streaming service all the time either. So I kind of rotate what I'm.
That's how I'm doing it right now. Yeah. I'm off
and
Netflix,
by the time.
Yeah,
exactly. By the time the show ended, everyone hated it so much. I thought, oh, well,
yeah,
I don't need to watch this. So I started to go to YouTube and have people who had watched it, watch some ending explain videos, whatever, just so I would know the story, so I could know what was going on. But no, I've never been really into Game of Thrones. So it's going to take more than this to bring me in, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not. If you could watch Game of Thrones and just not watch the last 2 seasons, it's awesome. It's fucking awesome.
Which might be something I do. I do that already with some shows. Dexter.
You just when you said you only listen to or you only subscribe to certain ones at certain time, I'm like, when does the Umbrella Academy come out? Because that is coming out this month, and I need to re-sign up for Netflix because I will cancel my HBO after I watch these last 2 episodes of House of the Dragon.
So yeah, you can join Dustin. Dustin thinks he said it was the reason he canceled his. Maybe you'll feel the same way.
Yeah,
it'll be so bad.
I signed up to watch it. I signed up to watch it. I'm not watching anything else on there. Something to get up.
You don't want to watch Zack Snyder's The Justice League for 4.5 hours before you call it?
I've already done that, and we'll say that it's actually better than the OG. Nah, it's not great. Oh shit! The Umbrella Academy today announced that the final season premieres on August 8th. No shit. Or maybe they already announced this, but there's a huge trailer they released today, so I'm gonna have to watch that. Okay. Oh yeah, nice. We got some spam on Twitch. That's good. Okay, last one that came out is The Hammer. This is the one I am fucking ecstatic for. not coming out till next year. Kev, have you watched the Last of Us TV show, and then have you played the games?
Okay, gang. Just remember that we're all friends here. All right.
All right.
You're
Jump
gonna
off
hate
the
me for
cliff.
this one. I never finished the game, the first one,
Yep.
and therefore I have not watched this show because I still have the game, and I again didn't want to necessarily ruin it, whatever. And I've never
Yeah.
come around to really doing either.
Well, all right, guys. dDweeb has been canceled forever.
It just gives us
it's-
something to talk about. You know, I knew we were going to do this show someday, so I've been
Boo,
stockpiling
Kevin.
stuff.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Boo, Kevin. The Last
just
of Us
stick with
video
that. There
games
we
are
go.
some of my favorite video games ever. Kev, please, you don't have new systems. Go play the old.
Dude, no. Okay, so no, I played it. Here's what happened. Have you ever gotten yourself locked into a game where you've saved yourself into a spot where you just keep dying?
Oh
Like,
no, that's yeah. Oh no,
because of the decisions you have made now, every time you load it up,
You're
you
back.
just die instantly.
Impossible.
Yeah. And so I had gotten to a point somehow, some way. You know, they had certain levels we'd have to turn on a generator, but that would
Yeah.
Well, I had snuck like really far deep into a place or something, and I can't remember what it was, but somehow, some way, I had kind of cornered myself into a spot where every time I fired that game up, I would just die over and over and over again. So I knew I felt like I would have to restart it, which is the only reason I didn't finish it. I thought it was a lot of fun to play. The stylings reminded me, like, it looked like, even down to the main character, it looked like Uncharted, but with zombies. You know, it felt like that actual character you just
Joel.
moved over.
Yeah.
Joel, looks a lot like I can't think of his name right
Nathan
now. Anyway.
Drake, isn't that
It
his
is
name?
Nathan
I
Drake.
never played Uncharted, which is kind of a disappointing thing. I know that, but I believe it's Nathan Drake.
Oh, you got locked into the circle of death. I hate that. Yeah, see, there have been a couple of times in life where I've in game, well, probably in life too, where I've just been like, you know what, I can't accomplish this task. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Pull a George R.R. and start something else here.
I would recommend playing the games before the show too. Again, the show does a hell of a job of adapting it. Some minor changes, but the games are so
that's what got me, like, because it was a very fun game to play. I just fun, jazzed about starting it from the beginning.
Yeah, I get that. I wonder if you could
it's been long enough.
I wonder if you could just go in and turn the difficulty way down.
Oh, I have done that before. I'm not too proud to say that there have been games.
I mean, I've had that.
For this boss fight, we're dropping it down.
I mean, it's happened to me before. Okay, back to what we're talking about. This is a 24-second preview for The Last of Us Season 2.
Spoilers for me.
Nothing gets spoiled.
Did you hurt
But not
her?
the rest of you guys.
Then what? What did you do?
Oh, shit. I know that lady.
I saved her.
Whoa, that's his accent. That's neat.
Yeah, you never heard him speak? Yeah, that's
no.
Yeah, so that's his accent. Yeah,
I saved her.
Yep.
What is it with like every other country that has good actors, wherever they come, everybody can do a good American accent, but Americans can't do any kind of accent other than a different region of America.
Yeah,
which is usually
he does. He
sounds
kind of. He doesn't sound similar to Joel from the games, but he fits the character. So I'm not going to make any mega spoilers. There are some in here if you know what you're looking for, but like this is a really cool scene from the beginning of season 2 or the Last of Us Part 2.
Did you hurt her?
Then I don't know what this is.
Then what?
Like a tattoo?
Yeah.
What did
Oh
you?
yeah.
I don't know who this big time actor. I don't know what she plays.
Yeah.
There's been some debate on it.
Do?
Also, this could be just clever editing. They're not seen next to each other. Me and Kev, we know what clever. We need to talk about that.
Oh yeah. I love this, dude. It's a hybrid.
Yeah.
We got little mini preview reviews today.
Yeah, exactly. Got Ellie in here. This is a scene. I guess I don't know what this is. This is not what I was thinking. People all running back in. That's Joel's brother right there. This could be the Seraphites, which would be fucking wild. I think that's what they're called. Insane. I think that's them now. Don't know who that is. It's got a lot of quick cuts here, Kev. I'm missing.
Oh, look at that shot. And that's in freaking cell phone format. Can you imagine what that's going to look like widescreen?
No shit.
God.
This has got to be, if this is what I think it is, it's from the very beginning of The Last of Us Part 2. Won't spoil it. Something happens very early in The Last of Us Part 2 that changes everything.
I actually do know. I think I know what that is because I remember the internet getting real mad about it.
The internet got very mad.
Super pissed about it.
Super pissed. I think it's takes some extreme balls to do, and they did it, and I think the game's better for it. I think it's awesome.
Much like everything else that's happened in the last decade plus, Kojima prepared me for this.
Yeah.
MGS2, all right?
Kev, hit me in the private chat real quick. Tell me what you think you know before I say anything, because I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just in case, I don't want to say it. Yeah, Harles, the internet was so mad about the game. I think the game was so fucking good. The gameplay is so good. Yeah, okay, so mega spoilers here. I'm going to give it like 15 seconds. Kev does know what happens, so I am going to say it. In 3, 2, 1. Within the first hour of game 2, Joel gets killed. So they knock one of the main 2 characters off the map instantly. Kev, your camera focused on your orange juice there.
How dare it? I can see how it would do that. Yeah.
So they knocked off one of the main characters that you play as in the first game in the first hour and a half. And the whole game is it's a revenge story is what it is. But a lot of people have been wondering how The Last of Us Season 2 would adapt this, because would they really go out and kill Kev got drunk. That's what happened. Sorry, Ed Bug.
What is going
on? But the debate has been, how would they adapt this for Season 2, and would they push it to Season 3 to keep Pedro Pascal in it longer? This scene seems to confirm that it is happening in Season 2, because it could be because it happens in a winter wonderland. Kev's over there like putting his face up against.
I'm just trying to get this thing to refocus. I don't know what it's doing.
And then there's in this scene right here, this is the scene from the game when it happens.
Ooh.
Part of it, because it involves like a clicker invasion. And this is Abby, who is the main character, is going to be the other main character in the game. The camera is trolling the game. So they think it's going to, now I believe it's going to happen in Season 2.
Is that the spoiler?
Some would
I'm
say
definitely
that.
back in now. Yeah.
The death is wild. Other things you get, this is Jeffrey Wright. Isn't that Jeffrey Wright? Isn't that his name?
Oh, that is Detective Jim Gordon from Robert Bat's The Batman. That's how I know him.
He's also in another HBO show that I can't think of. Yeah, Jeffrey Wright. So he's awesome. I can't remember if he voiced a character in the game. Yeah, see, all this winter stuff is from those scenes, they think. You got Ellie there. Beautiful fucking clickers. I can't believe they did these right in live action. It makes me so happy. And then you get Joel at the end. So, yeah, Kev, you really need to play those games because they're awesome.
I'll get right on it. I gotta get back into it. Which I think I'm about to. I'll just back out for a second so I can refresh my camera.
It's all good, buddy. I don't have anything else. I do want to show this real quick. It's a comparison from some scenes from the game to the movie or to the show. It's pretty cool little thing to look at. Again, you can adapt video games to TV. You don't have to change the stories, movies. Like, you don't have to be idiots, not rocket lights. Just some scenes from the game compared to the show. So you can do it.
Oh yeah, those are some pretty cool side by
Pretty
side.
almost
You
like
know,
side by side, yeah.
that ain't too shabby, but you know,
Yeah.
it's going to take a little more than that for for me to get too hyped because speaking of, I did not expect to come full circle on the Zack Snyder bit, but the only good parts of a lot of his stuff is what he ripped directly from the pages of the comic book. He's amazing at recreating the visual that
Yeah.
you see in the
Stories.
pages, but what are we doing about the story? But you guys, if you say the first season was so good, I mean, I have some
It's
faith
elite.
that
It's elite
they will
television. It's elite
handle this
television.
difficult situation well. But how are you going to do that? I guess since we're in the spoiler mode, James, how
Mhm.
do you think they'll be able to pull that off with it being Pedro? I assume he's
You
been
have to.
carrying the show, right? Well, you say that, but that's kind of what we're talking about here, right? Everybody taking it, making it their own. Are they going to say, hey, this is our Robert Downey Jr. We can't afford to wait 12
They
years to bring him back as a new character, so he ain't dying. We'll kill somebody else and do a new
the
story.
only reason I say they won't is because the creator of the video game series is an executive producer on the show and heavily involved. The video game, is it Naughty Dog? This company is heavily involved. The game studio, and then this is Neil Druckerman is an executive producer / writer on the show. So no, they will not.
Okay, so they won't
because
do that.
the guy that created the whole series is a part of it.
I agree with you, Harles. Justice for that squid. It was such an unnecessary change. You know, it was like of all if that's what you're going to change, goofy.
So
Bring back the squid.
It'll be crazy. It'd be interesting when they do it in the series, because if they follow the game, it'll be in the first like 2 episodes.
Yeah,
you have to get Abby right. You have to get the person that plays Abby has to be able to do it. Like, because it'll switch over to her and Ellie's show, and that's a big change. Like, it has to be. She's got to be able to handle it. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's probably closer. As you say that, maybe they extend him beyond the first couple episodes. Maybe they try to squeeze getting him into more of season 2, so they have more time of that. But
that's what I wondered, if they'd wait a little bit, or if they're just going to just do it. I could see him waiting through season 2.
That's a way to subvert the expectation a little bit too, because at this point, a lot of people are probably expecting it. So you could wait.
Yeah, you could wait a little bit.
Out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shadow says Abby needs to be 210.
He's right. In the game, she's
muscle.
just jacked. She's huge.
Dude, Gina Carano still doesn't have work, does she?
Right.
Fuck the show and the game, Shadow. Oh, there we go. Now James got somebody else to be mad at besides me.
I love the game. I love the show. Big fan. Huge
Shouts
fan.
out Shadow. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pumped. Kev, hopefully we can get you on the train. We can get you playing that game on the show. Like get this start streaming this on the channel.
Oh, there we go. You guys can help me avoid getting in that circle of death and getting stuck again. Oh, great. I'll do a Dark Side Phil stream. I'll just have my chat play the game for me while I yell at them if they talk about anything that isn't exactly pertinent to this show. I love that.
Hell yeah. That is, Kev, that's all I've got for today. I'm going to watch the last 2 episodes of House of Dragon. I'll post something on that this week. Other than that, you got anything else you want to talk about?
I think that about wraps it up for us today. I'll give that one a miss then. No, I think that's it. I think we covered everything that I've seen. I admittedly was out of the loop this weekend working on a project, and
Kev's busy man.
It was weird being away from the internet for 2 whole days. You wouldn't think a lot would happen or could happen, but you'd be wrong. I was wrong. I got some catching up to do, including those 4 comic books we have to talk about on Wednesday's episode.
Yeah, right? I got some work to do too there. We are talking the Mace Windu comics 1 through 4 this Wednesday, 9 p.m. on Han Shot First. Are we talking sports on Thursday this week? I think we are, aren't we?
I believe so.
On our sister station, Bite Size, we are talking all kinds of sports. Probably a lot of NFL training camp going on right now. Kev, where else can they find you at? I know you got some stuff in the works tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we've got. I don't know about tomorrow. Now that you said that, I'm like, wait, no, what do I got going on tomorhow? No, Clout Route's canceled tomorrow. No Clout Route tomorrow, and we will be back on Sunday for the morning show. But other than that, yeah, just follow me on Twitter. Got a lot of stuff in the mix at the moment, so I will spare you the long reading. But we got some cool things going on. And be sure to like and subscribe to this channel.
Headbug says, Headbug, thank you for the shout. Oh, and then Stream Elements pops in right after. So she must be in control of our Stream Elements. Yeah, please like, subscribe, share this. We're at 119 viewers, almost to 120. We just started as a bunch of little guys last year, and here we are. Shout out Headbug for all your comments. Harrow's, Axel was in there earlier. Dustin, Shadow Hunt Humor late. Did I miss anybody else? I think. Oh, John was in here for a little bit too.
Did we get Axel? I think you might have said
Axel early. Yep. Oh, ZT Mobile Detailing earlier. Yep. So yeah, shout outs to look at Stream Elements. Just must be listening to us. Thank you guys for watching, commenting, listening today. We will be back next Monday at 6 talking. Not even sure yet what we will be, but it'll be something. I'll probably be talking Umbrella Academy because it's coming out this week and I didn't realize it. So again, thank you guys. Check us out this Wednesday on Han Shot First. We will be back 1 week from today. Till next time, folks. Take care.